now in the family leaderboard?
Yeah, I actually didn't realize that he screenshot the updated one, but I just had 2 sales today, so that's not through yet. So
All
we'll see.
right. All right. To the very end. I love it.
Yeah, yeah,
So funny to see that, like exact to the number. Amazing.
yeah. I was never competitive before, but this is actually super interesting now. I actually enjoy the leaderboard. It
Yeah.
just gives you that push, It's
Yeah,
good.
absolutely. Yeah, it's fun. I love it. I love seeing it. I see the leaderboard every couple days. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Woo! Awesome. We are live. We got some people tuning in as always. I appreciate y'all so much. The community is the best it's ever been. I say that all the time, and it keeps becoming more and more true. The people supporting each other, collaboration. That was
Mm.
what I envisioned a long, long time ago, and it just to see it come to fruition is so amazing, so touching. So appreciate everybody that's tuning in. If you're watching this live, you already know what to do. Hashtag live. If you're watching this on the replay, please hashtag replay and let me know what's going on. Setter, closer, transitioning into the industry, recruiter, employer. Don't know what the heck this is and how you ended up here. Whatever it is, let me know. And as always, I would love to hear what you want me to talk about. Everyone knows I can rant for days and days and days. And if you don't stop me, I'll just keep going just like right now. But I would love to give you something that is going to be impactful for your journey. So let me know in the comments what you would like me to talk about. When I was thinking about kicking back into these UCM student success, undeniable student success, there was one person that came to mind, but I'm like, okay, how are we gonna fit her in? She's got so much going on. She's so high demand. She's like basically a celebrity in the space now. Everybody's
Come
asking
on.
for autographs. It's just like I wonder if she even remembers me, if I can spend some time. And then when I asked, she was like, "Of course." So I'm so excited for this one for so many reasons because when you look out in the space, it's all shine, it's all everybody's coming in quickly, it's all that Instagram life of I came in, made money from day one, smooth sailing, and that's not most of our journeys.
Mm.
There's a long journey behind the scenes that most people don't want to share, and to be able to hear that and see that, I think is so important that we pull down the curtain and just say this is what it is. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, but we're here now and it's good and it's all good. And not only that, this person, there's a blind faith that has to happen when you come into UCM for it to really kick, in that you're putting a lot of work into things that are very awkward and very kind of confusing sometimes, and they don't have an instant gratification and payoff. And this person went all in. Everything that we've ever asked her to do, she's not only done it, but made it her own, which I think is so important in a world of like everybody copycatting the same strategies. Being able to take the principles and then apply them to who you are, that's what makes them unique. And not only that, the personal branding, the networking, and also the student mentality of I can see the light bulbs going off in the calls and the notes being taken and then sharing thoughts. And there's just so much good, and being able to manage all that with life and also make time for other students and be an impact and an inspiration for the community as well. I just can't say enough good things about her. So here she is, Jelena. I'm so excited to have you. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm totally gonna, chop this out and use it as my alarm in the morning
Yeah, there it is.
as a
There it is.
motivation
That's the
to get out of
ringtone.
the class. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jesus, thank you so much for all the lovely words. I did not tell him to say this. No, but it really is. UCM was a lifesaver, and we're gonna talk about how it really changed both of our lives, Dushan's and mine. But you've been there when things have I don't know. Are we allowed to swear in this video?
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah, we are.
When really, shit hit the fan and everything was going downhill. So you guys showed up Magda and Jay Mitchell. They were the two people who actually introduced us to you guys. And ever since then, it wasn't an easy ride at all. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, but here we are now finally having some consistency that I've been dreaming about for the last 3.5 years. Yeah.
Here we are. Here we
So
are. And
thank
I
you for
forgot
the
to
invite.
mention,
I'm really humbled and grateful to be here, and I really mean this. I absolutely love everything that you guys do, and I see that it's taking off. So I'm really grateful to be part of it.
I love it. I love it. The remote sales power couple. I forgot to add that into the intro, but come on. I love it. So I always kind of start off the same way because, again, we can talk about how good things are going now and everything lining up. But how the heck did you get into this weird and crazy world of remote high ticket sales in the first place?
Ah, that's a long story, and I love talking. We'll just cut it down to the basics. So it was by chance. Like I never planned. Neither of us. We never planned to do anything remotely. It just happened that we were at a stage in life when things were not going great in every single possible sense. So marriage, health, parenting as well, money, like everything was going because we just had our daughter. She was about, I think she was 1 year old, Maria. I quit my full-time job because I was just working to pay for her childcare. So it was nonsense. Obviously, my confidence being a stay-at-home mom, not making any money. I was doing my fitness classes, but that was a joke. I was losing money at the time. So Dushan was the sole, he was the breadwinner in the house, and he was working so much. It actually affected his mental health as well.
Mhm.
And at one stage, I was unhappy. He was miserable. We just had to sit down and say, okay, things are not working out. Like, do we actually break this up? Do we get divorced, or what the hell do we do now? So that's how it actually started. I actually saw an ad for a mindset coach who was just like next doors. It was all about goals, and I was thinking, okay, let me try to push my fitness business a little bit more. We
Mhm.
started working with him. We hired him as our coach. We put a lot of money into it. It was all of our savings, but we didn't use our savings. We actually thought about, how the rich dad poor dad, how can I make it happen? So I asked my parents to wire over some money that they have saved for my mortgage, for whatever, for the house if we were to buy it.
Mhm.
They did it, but then afterwards they didn't speak to me for 6 months. So
Mm.
yeah, investing in ourselves, nobody understood it. They thought we were in debt. They thought we are gambling. It was just horrible.
Mm.
No support whatsoever for environment. So that's how we started.
Wow.
It was really, yeah, it was a tough journey. So we saw results pretty fast because, as you know, we're fast learners, and we just want to have the support. And we just
Mm.
started sharing on Facebook, and we started getting referrals. And then he said, hey guys, do you want to actually make some money from this and join my sales team?
Mm.
So that's how we ended up doing the calls with zero experience whatsoever, lots of limiting beliefs, foreigners in Ireland having zero clue about sales. It
Yeah.
was interesting for sure.
Mm. Yeah. That's an interesting path. And that's why I think it's so important to share these stories because it's not your typical 10K to 21, 10K to 21 days that you hear about in the marketing, but this is real life. This is the
Yeah.
struggles that people can relate to. And everybody has this journey, whether it's, my weird Korea eating ramen noodles, wondering if I'm going to be stranded in a foreign country or, you know, marriage problems and health problems. And like, that's real. So I appreciate you sharing that. So what happened kind of after that? What was the desire, or how did you find out about UCM? Were you pursuing getting more help? What did that look like?
So everything was going great for about 2 years. So we helped the coach. There's I don't know how many thousand of coaches. We were working with Bob Proctor at the time, so we helped our coach reach. He was top 5 at the moment when we were with him.
Mm.
Just there was 4 of us in the sales team. Okay, am I frozen or are you frozen? There we are. So there was 4 of us, and we actually managed to help him climb the ladder in only a couple of months. It was groundbreaking. I don't know how we did it. But it's just that genuine connection, no scripts, no objection handling, just
Mm.
selling person to person. That's the biggest takeaway. But long story short, we were at the very peak, and then he decided to change the marketing company because they increased their prices, and then everything went downhill through the window. 1 year we barely had any income. So at the
Wow.
best month, I think I made about 8K, so euros, that's around $9,000, my best month with him. And Dushan had about 10 or 11, but that
Mm.
happened once. Usually it was 3K, 4K, myself, and same him, right?
Mm.
After that, things got much worse. So it was like $1,000 per month for a year, you know?
Wow.
Imagine. And we were just high on that hopium, I think Dushan calls it. We were just, so emotionally involved with the offer. And he kept promising things will change, it will get better, it will get better. And then at one stage, we moved back to Croatia, believing that we're going to stay with him. You know, a lot of faith, a lot of belief. And we started, with the house projects and the plans. And then we realized it's not going to happen if we stay here.
Mm.
And we had to change things. Jay Mitchell came on as a sales manager, and he was there for about 6 months. And he was the first person who told us, guys, it's not you.
Mm. So important.
Oh my God. For
Yeah.
we were blaming ourselves, our mindset, and this and that. And I got so emotional because I remember being on calls with Magda and Dushan and doing freaking role play for hours and not having
Mm.
anyone to sell to, you
Yeah.
know. It was a joke. And then we just had to leave that. And once we actually found you first, and then we told the coach that we're leaving. It was maybe 10 days in between. And from the very first call with you guys, we knew this is our last chance. I mean, last chance. We never even took a chance in sales,
Yeah.
but we did not know what else is out there. So that's, I think we had a call with, was it yourself or Hunter, the first call? I think was it you?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then we
remember it.
joined.
Yeah. I remember it like yesterday. And shout out to Jay, by the way. I love Jay, and he's been a great support system, and I think it's so important to have those conversations, and I've always kind of been a counterbalance a lot in this industry of like the message that doesn't get said. I kind of push it a little bit stronger, but there's a fine line between taking accountability and responsibility. We can always get better, and then punishing yourself or holding accountability of I can't make the calendar full if my job is in sales and there's no one to sell. Like, there's limitations, and it's okay to balance, but that extra pressure of like, and again, you see it in the sales training, marketing all the time, that if you're not making money, it's because you're not skilled enough. You're not skilled enough. And
Yeah.
it's like, yes, I got to improve my skill, but I also have to have an opportunity where I can present and be able to do these things. The business owner has to do what they do so I can do what I do. And I think having people like Jay in your corner that can sit down and say it's not you.
Mm.
That's not taking you off the hook. That's not like giving you a free pass or saying you're as good as it gets, but it's saying like there's other factors here. And that's always been in sales, I think, always been kind of a missed message that I remember going door to door, and there's never the leads. It's never the leads. And I'm like, sometimes it's the leads,
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you can't learn and develop, but there's multiple aspects of the business. I think that's so important. And then the
Mm.
other thing you mentioned that I think is so important is things were the dream and then they fell off. How many people have felt that before and felt like I'm in the perfect opportunity? They kind of take their foot off the gas of everything else. We see it even inside UCM, and we're promoting that constantly. But this idea that the dream doesn't always stay the dream, and that business is volatile, and always be having that kind of plan for a rainy day, so to speak, I think is so important.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we had our call, and you decided that this is the first chance, last chance, every chance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what was it about UCM that was appealing to your situation at that time?
First of all, the call was super casual. So it was, we got the vibe that you genuinely care about our success. It's not about the money. It's not about anything else. You actually, we could feel your desire to help us and show us what's possible for us. It's like almost you saw that potential
Mm.
and you're like, all you need is a little bit of direction, right? So that's what I felt, and I felt that you're an expert. That's my, my perception from the call. But you were not like pushy or showing off or anything like that. And I remember that we talked about, I think Magda joined before us a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
just before, I think.
Yeah, so she had nothing but great things to say about you guys, and we said, you know what, the three of us, we always come together. And again, we're in the same offer now. I don't know, 3 years after. I don't know. I'm very bad with.
Amazing.
Yeah, but that's the first impression I got of, like, they genuinely want to help me and Dushan.
Mm.
So that's the reason why we joined. And yeah, some of the groundbreaking things for me were the personal branding. That was like mind blowing. Personal branding, obviously networking. It never crossed my mind. Such a
Mm.
simple thing, but I never thought about it before. And that was the game changer, those two things. It wasn't the sales training, although you do deliver superb sales training as well, and the objections and all of that, right? But that's not what I needed. And I found exactly what I needed at the moment. Just like somebody else who has a couple of things, they find something in the mindset that you provide, the mindset support, or the sales training, right? So
Mm.
everybody finds what they need. They grab
Mhm.
it and then they implement it.
I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, I remember seeing, and it's kind of a unique scenario in that we don't have any UCM couples, but I'm like, oh, it's like I could see that they're very supportive of each other, but I also see a little competitive edge, and I was like, oh, we can play off this, and we can leverage this, and I think there's a real opportunity there, and I seen the commitment, and I was like, there's a ton of ingredients here. What they're missing is that recipe and someone to really kind of put it all together and let them go. And I just seen all this built up energy and great experience, but it was, yeah, I remember getting off that call and being really excited, and
Yeah.
it worked out exactly as I had hoped. So you joined UCM. Anything that surprised you, or anything that you noticed, or what was kind of your experience early on in UCM?
My first impression is that I was shocked. I was shocked to see all the opportunity. It's like all of a sudden somebody took off, those the sleeping thing that you have for when you're traveling in the plane, and somebody just took that off, and I'm like, oh my God, we have been missing on a lot of opportunity, and we've been thinking that if we leave this offer, we're doomed. We have to go back to normal jobs. And you guys opened so many doors, so many opportunities. We met incredible people from all over the world. So that was the first, it was like, what? I've been missing on all of this. That was the first reaction, definitely.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's been so amazing having you in there, because again, like, I see a lot of students, but it's also like I see you absorbing it, and then I also see you kind of sharing your experience or sharing your insights, have that background in mindset and sharing your thoughts and your strategies. It's like that collaboration I live for. And we are limited. If I'm the only person sharing my experiences in the group, I'll do what I can, but when we have other people that have lived lives beyond UCM, and we can come back and different trainings, and like that collaboration to me was so important. And I think you're someone that really embodied that from day one. It's like take and absorb, but also add to it. And so I love that about you. So now let's brag a little bit. Come on. What has been what has been your best month, or what has been some of your major accomplishments since joining UCM?
Ah, that's a great question. So my best month was about, I think it was about 10, 11K. I'm not sure because it's like bi-weekly. So I find it
Mm.
very hard to track. Like I'm the one
Yeah.
doing accounts in our Dushan and myself, like for the two of us. So I think it was just over 10K. But this month, I know we're taking a break, but hypothetically speaking, if I was to take the calls as the next couple of weeks, I already achieved what I got the last month, and there's still like 10 days to go in the months, right? So I'm not going to miss out on a lot of the income. But yeah, it's not even about the money. I mean, it is. It's
Yeah.
always about the money. It's about what the money is going to do for us. So everybody knows the story about our house. We've been sharing about that so many times because it's such a huge thing not to be able to build your house and get the mortgage and pay for it in cash. It's something I could not even imagine a couple of years ago, right?
Mm.
I know Croatia prices, they're very different to Europe, Europe, USA, and Australia, but still for us, it's a huge achievement. And now we're confident that we're going to do that. We're actually starting, the plans are done. We actually have enough cash to get everything done. The first phase where the foundation and the building and the roof, everything. And then from, I think, springtime, then the rest is going to be sorted. It's just having that confidence that the money is there, we're capable, let's make it happen, you know.
Yeah. I think that's so important because it's that struggle of like, yeah, the money is not important, but the money is important. And it's like, it's not the money. It's not, I want to make 10K so I can have a bunch of paper in a bank, right?
Yeah.
But it's a symbol of what that means for you. And I remember the house, I remember hearing you talk about it, and I remember like that uncertainty around it. And now to see that full certainty, to me, it's what the money provides that people
Yeah.
really need to pay attention to, because everybody comes in with the 10K goal. Everybody comes in with the same thing from the marketing, but that's a dream that someone else has sold you. You have to connect it to something real and tangible, and something that creates a vision for your family and for your life. That's so important, because that gets you through the tough days and the ups and downs. Is not the 10K or the leaderboard, but it's what does that provide for you? And that each person, it can be something different, but have that strong why, because that gets you through. I love it so much. Okay.
Just seeing the numbers also makes a big difference. Just to tie in with that, it's not about the number in the bank, it's about how much you need to achieve something. So if you want to take a trip to, I don't know, Australia, you're probably going to need $10,000, right? So it's good to have that number so you know where
Mhm.
you are, where you want to be, and then you know exactly how big is the gap, right? And
That's right.
that's the leaderboard for me. I see exactly how much I made in commission, and I know exactly how much I need to build my house, right? So it's like, okay, it's just a numbers game, you know?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I think to me, that's the transition from pipe dream to dream, and from dream to plan. Is the pipe dream is, oh, I want to retire at this age and I want to go to Japan and I want to do this, but how much does that cost? What would you need to retire at this age? If you don't connect that to anything, it stays a pipe dream. You have to be able to move that towards those tangible milestones and progress reports, and being able to see I'm on pace. I think that's, a lot of people have dreams, but what is it connected to? And I think that's so important. And speaking of numbers, I think it was so amazing. Was it yesterday or the day before? I got sent the leaderboard tied for 18th spot, right?
Oh, jeez.
The
Yeah.
power couple with the exact same cash collected on the month. I thought that was amazing. I have a post that I'm working on for that, but pretty incredible that you get to be in your dream job with the dream partner, the dream team, the dream couple, and also the person that you also met in Magda, that you've went in this journey along. So I think
Yeah.
it's pretty amazing what you've been able to accomplish, and it's a testament to your hard work and dedication.
Mm.
Before we head out, because I know you got a lot going on and I got a lot going on, but words of wisdom for someone that has been on both sides of it, has seen the struggle, has seen the lows, and now is experiencing not only highs, but consistent highs, that stability of highs.
Mm.
What would be some of your words of wisdom for people watching this? That want to get to where you're at now.
Reach out for help and ask. Like I was messaging you in the middle of the night, and then you would actually reply, and I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah.
I was not expecting you to be up at that stage, but Yeah, and I remember so many times Hunter as well. I was like, oh my God, I actually have an interview in 2 hours and I'm blank. I don't know what to do. He would reply instantly. Now, I know this is not always good for you guys, but for us as students, this meant the world. Just knowing that there's somebody on the other side who you can ask, hey, this is what I'm going through. And you have been through that. Hunter has been through that, right? So there's no better person to ask for advice. So if you're not in UCM, I would highly, highly suggest to make it work, make it happen. It's never about the money, right? I know it, like people can find money, and I truly believe that they can in some ways. And I know you guys do all that you can to support people who are not in a position, right, with a VIP and all the support that they have here. But yet so many people see, read, learn about it, and they fail to apply it. So the knowledge gap between what we know and what we do, the gap is getting bigger and bigger. So don't just focus on the knowledge. Actually go out and do it. Make mistakes. I got so many times I commented and people were just taking a piss on my comments, like, come on, we know that strategy that's JD's strategy, reaching out. I'm like, come on, I'm just trying, right? So make mistakes, let people make fun of you. Who gives a flying F, right? Just do it, because it's your life. So you have to do everything you can in your power to make it work. That's my
100%.
advice.
I love it. That's good advice. Yeah, messy, uncomfortable action, like just put yourself out there. The imperfect message will get a response, right? And like the imperfect interview might get you the job, but guaranteed if you don't, it's a 0% chance if you do nothing. It's some probability that's better than zero if you do something. Even if it's the wrong thing, you learn from that. I think that's so important. And I do believe, asking for help in some regard. Again, you don't get help if you don't ask. The person can still say no, or I'm busy, or I have to do something else, but it's a guaranteed no. So many people reject themselves before anybody has a chance to. We say no to ourselves more than anybody ever will. And just buying the lottery ticket, putting yourself in the race, like getting involved, I think is so, so important, whatever that looks like for you. But do not sit on the sideline in fear. Just don't, because nothing happens and life passes you by. So it has been and continues to be such an honor to have you. We lucked out. I truly feel like that. And having you in UCM, you've been a great ambassador and an inspiration for so many people inside and outside UCM. And yeah, it's been such an honor and a privilege to be part of your journey. And we're only just beginning. So thank you so much for taking the time to do this today. I appreciate you.
Thank you for the invite. And you're getting me emotional now. But now you guys have been one of the best things. Absolutely. If it wasn't for UCM, like, I don't even want to think about the two of us where we would be right now. So just huge shout out to everybody here on the team, and Joy as well. She's been great support and making things happen. Everybody, you guys are incredible. So the praise goes back to you guys. And the gratitude.
Now you're making me emotional. We got to stop this before we start falling.
You hang up. No, you hang up.
All right. Have yourself a great day. If anybody has any questions for me, or you need any help, #help. That's the easiest way I'll go through. If you have any questions for me, let me know. We'll go through. But yeah, again, like she said, just reach out. That's all you got to do. Have a great day, guys. Appreciate y'all. Take care.